I'm so fired up because I have my sister with me today, and we're just going to open up Pandora's box, and we're going to talk about what the heck has been going on. Oh my gosh, so many things, so many good things too. And hey, for our family, thank you for being here with us. So appreciate you. As you know, May 18th is a woohoo day. Why? Because YouTube's going to let us back on to our main site up front in the prophetic. Come on now. So you guys on the other platform in the prophetic on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, okay? Because that's our alternative. And then we've got Rumble and all the other platforms too. So you know where to go. Hey, many of you have been asking about the upcoming event in June. Yes, June 25th. Oh, yeah, and 26th. For those who want to come in early, it's the 24th. It is going to rock. I am telling you, it is so awesome. I mean, the lineup is phenomenal. You can get your tickets at patriotsariseevent.com. Okay, there are two ways you can go in. It's general, and that's $177.60, and then the VIP is $298. And then if you want to get into the green room, that's a whole nother price. So you have to go to the website. You can call the number for further information. But I tell you, my sister is going to be there too. Oh my gosh.
Yes, and my subscribers are waiting for me because I haven't gone anywhere because I've been stalked. If you watch my video from a guy from where was he? He was in Connecticut. He was stalking Michael Jaco. Then he came over to me. Yeah.
Get out of here! Really?
His name is, I have a whole video dedicated to him. You know how I like to expose things. Orrin F. Kugler the third of what is Hartford, Connecticut. There you go.
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. You know, but here's the good thing. At the event, we have security, you better believe, 24/7. So you won't have to worry about any of that, Kirsten. That's for sure. Yeah. Hey, we got Scott McKay, your other brother, as well as Bishop. Larry Gators, that's coming. The lineup, as I said, is awesome. My dear friend for, my gosh, almost 20 years, John Delemy. He is off the chain, dear friend of President Trump and Flynn and all those guys. He's going to be with us, and he is a hype. I'm telling you what. if you think Scott and Kirsten and, you know, are just like fired up, well, he's fired up too. So we're excited about it. So yeah, again, more information, patriotsariseevent.com. Be there, guys. You won't want to miss this one, that's for sure. So Kirsten, how are you? What's going on?
Great. Besides the stalking and talking myself into doing an event finally, because for you, I will go out of my way. Basically, it's been a lot of things have been happening. As you know, I got a little email from Newsweek. Maybe you should read that little letter because, my gosh, that guy was whacked. And did you read my response?
You know what? I don't think I did read your response. Let me go.
Okay, I'll give you my response to him. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he's fine with everyone reading it because he gave me his number, but he didn't take my calls because I blocked my phone number. So he's trying to frame me like they did everyone on January 6th. And by the way, my friend Dave Snedeker was one of the ones that stayed. I don't know why he stayed, and he got shot with the tear gas, and he basically has blood clots everywhere now.
That was from the January 6th event, wasn't it, in DC?
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
That is absolutely crazy. Oh my gosh. We had friends there too. And actually we went back to the hotel to get some food. And when we were on our way back, he's like, don't even come. I mean, he saw them going through the windows, tear gas everywhere. And it was just
snipers on the roof.
Yeah, yeah.
Snipers on the roof, just like on the 28th of last month. The 28th, a few days ago.
Oh yeah, I want you to talk about that too. But let's read this. Okay, so this is what this.
We got a long show today. Then obviously we're doing it long. Okay. We have to
Okay.
catch up. Okay, got it.
Yeah, we've got to catch up.
Yeah,
It's been what, a month since we've been together. So I
yeah,
felt that it
longer.
was
Yeah,
really time, especially since you're coming to the event. And I wanted your peeps to know, your family to know, so that they could
yeah.
also be a part of it and support you. So, okay, so this is this email, guys. Okay, so dear, let me bring this up. Hold on. Okay, so dear Kirsten, I'm just going to say that. They don't need to know your last name. My name
W.
is Daniel Valerio, and I am a journalist with Newsweek. Oh, barf. Okay. Do you have any additional comment regarding remarks you made accusing President Joe Biden of taking billions of dollars from China to use weather warfare weapons in the United States? Question mark. Can you tell me anything about your sources for this information or where I can see more of your videos? The clip in question, which actually both Carson and I were on,
Your
that I'm
clip.
referring to is right here. And then he puts the, of course, right wing watch. When you're on right wing watch, okay, that means you're really doing something good. Okay, so hooah. Any
I've been there
comment?
many times. I've been there many times. I'm the girl that reported the 50 attempts on our protest. Over 50 attempts, yes. I'm known for that. There we go.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, absolutely crazy. So of course, any comments would be greatly appreciated. So this is, this email. So go into that. What was your response?
My response was, I am very aware that the person that picks your covers is a CNN anchor named Zafrid Zakaria. He also picked the cover of the Gretchen, what's her name? Greta Thunberg. And of course, she's linked to Louisa M. Neubauer, her radical German handler. And yes, that cover was picked by CNN. And if you didn't know, CNN was created by the CIA, and they call CNN, the CIA calls CNN the CNN syndrome. So they know when you watch CNN that they can brainwash you because they call it a CNN syndrome, and the CIA created CNN. So I asked him to give me his number. He did, but I blocked my number when I called him. And then I gave him a little lecture. I go, number one, you don't use the word Q and anon together. Q is a group of 10, okay? We know that already. It includes Dan Scavino, our POTUS, Q+, and the leader is Ezra Cohen-Watnick, and one more, that would be Lynn Wood, okay? We know that now, okay? That's 4 out of the 10. The rest you can guess, okay? So basically I told him, you've got to separate those two words. You don't know what you're talking about. Anons are over 300 million people that are, that are awake now, and they're growing. So don't keep those two together. I know you're trying to frame me, and I'm not going to fall for it. And why would I go on an interview with Newsweek that I want to, I don't need fame that badly, especially from people that want to frame me. And basically, I left him a voicemail and I left him an email. So that was my response. I don't need the fame that badly from those people.
Exactly. I mean,
oh my.
forget it. They came on as, supporting Trump at first and everything. And then they started bringing in other, well, now was it, it was the Newsweek. Okay, I gotcha. It was the journalist that for the magazine, right? Is that what you're talking about, Kristen?
Right.
Uh-huh.
That
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because they'll go ahead and they'll twist like Leviathan every single thing that you say. It's funny because we had the Philadelphia Inquirer. Yeah, you're probably listening, and they want to know all about our conference coming up, and we'd love to chat with you. And I'm like, delete. Don't give them the time of day. You can't, because they will take what we stand for, which is truth, and they will just twist it from
Yes.
the north, south, east, and west. So it's like, don't even give them your time. And you know, when you were talking about like the CIA and how they created, you know, some of us call us the Clinton network, and you know,
No,
others call it
this
other
network.
things, but you know, the CNN syndrome, and you were talking about brainwashing. You know what it reminded me of, like that movie, Kirsten, the Manchurian Candidate, you know, where they use frequencies and all this to brainwash the people. So, I mean, couldn't you really believe or stand on that that might be going on too with these different frequencies and stuff, you know, from these stations? Is that even possible?
It's probably possible because, as you know, their tech is way beyond us. And if you really are tuned into what's going on, a lot of things are happening behind the scenes. Okay, let me catch you up. We
Okay.
have Scott and I discussed it. Actually, with Scott McKay's and my intel. Scott McKay, you know, I said, Scott, you forgot the nuke on board, okay? And he had to add that later. But we have Ever Given, basically.
Yeah.
Ever Given was boarded because, you know, the space program, is it SpaceX? Is that
Yes.
the program?
Hmm.
SpaceX jammed the controls of Ever Given, so they got into the Suez Canal and they got jammed. They got stuck. Okay, so they were boarded by, and there were many other ships behind them that were also boarded by the Alliance Patriots and also the Russians. They're our friends. Okay, they boarded that ship. That ship was found to have contained. Do I have to say, do I have to say allegedly, or what do you think?
Yeah, just
What,
go.
you know what I mean by when I say allegedly?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Allegedly, 1,366 dead. As you know, if you talk to Gene, that those containers had chairs in them. And 1,245 alive. Vaccines destroyed. Weather warfare weapons destroyed that were going to be shipped to the Five Eyes to cause their climate change. As you notice, Biden had a big climate change summit, but I'm sorry, but you don't have the tools to affect that because they were all seized, okay? Your vaccines have been destroyed because they were in the heat and they're no more. And you had a nuke that didn't deploy. The nuke was supposed to go off when it got boarded, and it did not because the space program, Trump's intel, jammed that. Okay, they jammed it. And I've been talking about this for a while, that cabal is going broke. I've been saying that and saying that and saying that. And now we know. Why do we know? Because they tried to claim insurance for the dead people, for the vaccines, for the weapons, for the nuke. And the insurance company told them, sorry, we're not going to pay any insurance for a vessel that you got jammed in Suez Canal. Actually, thanks to the space program.
The Space Force.
So
Woo-hoo. That's
they
right.
lost billions of dollars. And as you know, this links to the audit, the Arizona audit.
Yes.
Everything is contingent upon the audit right now. So we have the Arizona audit that's going on. If you think you can't watch it, just go on azaudit.org. It's got 9 cameras. You can watch it all day, all night long because they're very transparent. And you know, the Patriots called the ninjas are really great. They have the ones dressed in blue that are part of the, you know, Patriot team that are looking at the folds and everything. But watch out for the ones in the pink. They work for Katie Hobbs, who is the Secretary of State that was put in there by George Soros, as you know, and she's brought in people to block it. She's also brought in 103 attorneys. and everyone's like, you said they're going broke. Can they afford 103 attorneys? Well, the 103 attorneys are on retainer, so they already were paid for. Number one. Number two, they had an opportunity to block this audit, and it would have cost them $1 million. And that shouldn't have been too much for the elites, but they couldn't pay it. They said they didn't want to pay it. And why is that? That's because the IRS and the World Bank cannot access their funds because they went against Donald Trump's executive order not to print any more money, and they went ahead and did that. So that got 100 bankers arrested. They cannot access their funds for printing more funds from the World Bank and of course, the IRS, who now is going into the Treasury. So we have more action. Let me tell you about the action that's going on. So on the 28th at the White House, Lin Wood said he went to the White House. There's no action going on at the White House because it's not even open. We know no one's there in the daytime, but there's a lot of action happening at night, okay? In the day, though, on the 28th, they arrested citizen journalist Richard. He's actually going to come on my show after a long wait, and he was arrested for 2 days because he exposed all of January 6th. He was filming and exposing. They were going to use that, whole thing to scare us into cyber stalking, whatever, cyber, breaks. And we know that CISA, now not under the control of Chris Krebs, who was paid, if you went over to my friend David Nino Rodriguez's page, around the time of the break-in, the SolarWinds break-in, his sister actually commented and said, my brother was paid very well to say that everything was secure, which it was not. And he's been doing it for a long time. Chris Krebs is a criminal, and he's been covering up ever since before in 2016 when Peter Strzok brought in the Cozy Bear hacking team from Serbia, the Cozy for Hillary, the Cozy Bear hacking team. That's the same team that hacked the SolarWinds. Okay, so I have more. So on the 28th, we have ambulances, a direct energy weapon, 2 ambulances, and we have snipers on the roof of the White House at night. And what's going on there? There is a lot going on. And then 2 days later, we have CIA operatives allegedly named Bill and Melinda Gates getting a divorce.
Right.
Is the CIA getting part of all their $124 billion? Are they that broke that they needed to get them divorced? Melinda doesn't even look like herself. It looks very different from the original. And we have the divorce going on, and we have things going on at the CIA compound in Langley, Virginia. Same thing. We have, first they say there were 3 shots and then some guy was causing a havoc at the gate. No, I'm sorry, but I already exposed the intel that all the North Korean CIA operatives that migrated over to Guatemala, along with the CIA operatives in Frankfurt that were involved in the firefight that got your leader, the CIA leader, now you have no leader, Gina Haspel, nabbed, and she's talking, and also the CIA in Langley, Virginia, all heading to the big base, the CERN building in Switzerland, And the CIA has huge offices there. The only way you can enter that building is by submarine or, as Jean says, maglev trains, magnetic trains that go underground. Okay? So what was going on at the CIA? And now the story's changed again. You know, they're having an internal struggle now. 13 shots. From 3 shots, it went to 13 shots. And then they have this very tiny guy that I exposed on my show. You can look him up. That was exposed by 911 on Twitter. And he graduated from the CIA School of Yale and the CIA School of Harvard. And he is the one that supposedly got shot. And he's the patsy, of course. He looks like an MK mind control patsy. It's incredible. So a lot of things are going on. So just when I say something and I say everything's linked to the audit, I mention this to my people. The audit is going on in Arizona. Now there's one going on starting in Wisconsin, New Hampshire. Shall we keep on going on? Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Hello. Okay, so it's going to go like a bunch of dominoes. Obviously, they're very nervous. So they did send 2 groups down to Arizona. We have one group, the Brennan. It's called the Brennan Group for the Brennan Center for Justice. It's part of the NYU School of Law. As you know, they're total leftists. And we have an attorney coming from there, and we have Project Democracy. And if you know what that means leftist agenda. It's the opposite of democracy. So they sent the lawyer from the Brennan School of Justice and Project Democracy. They're there with Katie Hobbs right now, trying to do what they can to block it. Okay, block it and block it. But this is what I said would happen months ago. I guess everyone that called me, like, you know, that guy that wrote a crazy conspiracy theorist, right? I guess my delusions and dreams are coming true because the audit is happening and everything is linked to the audit. So everything contingent upon the audits, okay? So they're going to fall like dominoes. Then the blackout will come. 10 days of darkness could be last blackout, no internet, because all this information is seeping out through Twitter, through all of their, you know, different, can we say orifices? Can we say ScrewTube? Yeah, right. That's owned by Google, that's owned by the clowns. Right. They are going down. They're going down the broke. It's great. And so blackout, and then a lot of things are happening. So we have the reset, the global reset that's already happening, okay? It's already happening. So if you have Zimbabwe funds, and 99% of people that buy that, they're being tracked. So they need to know if you're part of a gang, the mafia, or anyone that's killed anyone, you will not be able to exchange your funds. And also the Vietnamese dong that's happening. And then, you know, we've been under Project Mockingbird Media for a very long time. Project Paperclip, the 1600 Nazi scientists that came into the CIA, turned into Project Mockingbird, which the leader of Project Mockingbird would be the Clinton News Network, the Communist News Network, which is created by the CIA. And also we have, again, weather warfare from the other contingency that seems to be created at the same time as the CIA, NASA, that I talked about on this channel, and, you know, the Department of Defense. So we are exposing all that. They're all conjoined, and, yeah, we're hoping someone will be back during the summertime. So, yes, this month is very, very dangerous, so be careful. May, a lot of things are going on. So at that CERN place, which has been exposed. And as you know, the CIA uses the FBI to hire Antifa. Antifa is being exposed because they have people that infiltrated Antifa. So they got the kill list of all the police and sheriffs that they want to take out, and also the Republicans. They have that list. Okay, the Patriots got that list. We have CERN, Switzerland, home of the CIA, under the Alpine Canyon and Lake Geneva. There's 2,500 members there. There are 12,300 fellow associates that go to work there every day. And we have all the CIA from those three regions, Guatemala, Frankfurt, and Langley, Virginia, that are heading there right now. And we have, so when the blackout happens, Project Mockingbird, the Mockingbird media that's brainwashed a lot of people, is going to turn into Project Odin, which is a project by the Patriots. It's called Project Odin because they have the, if you watch Gene, the rods of God.
Yeah.
The rods of God. Can we say the rods of God?
Oh, I love it. The rods of God.
And then we have the BLM Mason M exposed for trying to cover up a murder. It's just all happening very, very, very quickly. And so now,
you know, Kirsten, they're such in panic because you just look at Craigslist. They just, of course, you know, it's everywhere now. They put actors, yeah, yeah, for the I believe it's the Phoenix Conference Center. You know, so they are freaking out. You know, they're all in bed together, but they're being exposed. And, you know, the digital soldiers are doing their job. You included, Kirsten, getting the truth out, getting the truth out. It's powerful.
So we have a little bit more info for you. We have the
let's do it.
That was sent from China to Gavin Newsom for almost $1 billion. And he paid for 3/4 of them. And they were at 1616 Capitol Street in Sacramento. I exposed that about 20 times. Those weapons are now gone. I guess the Patriots got them because they're not with Black Lives Matter or Antifa. And if you didn't know, Black Lives Matter is mostly Caucasian. All right, so yes, so those weapons are gone. So Gavin Newsom is panicking. He was supposed to create, you know, this ruckus with Black Lives Matter and Antifa to take over California, Oregon, and Washington State, all the whole West Coast, the Chinese ships off the coast, the whole 9 yards. But their foot soldiers that they have to pay for, Antifa and Black Lives Matter, have no weapons. So what is he doing instead? He's releasing 73,000 felons from jail in California. He's releasing them. The reason why he's releasing them is because he wants the jails to be more safe. Okay, so it's the opposite. You should be worried about the streets being more safe instead of the jails being more safe. What the hell's going on? It's great. They're crazy. They're really.
It is crazy. Hey, what's your thoughts on this tribunals with, of course, Hillary? You know, Gene Decode talked about how he believes, and I believe I got this correct, that she's been eliminated a long time ago.
Oh yeah, she passed a long time ago, and
yeah,
she wasn't
2018, right?
Huh?
Okay, it wasn't it 2018?
I don't think it was 2018. I think it was about 8 months ago. She died of Kuru, and that was not from, she wasn't hanged or anything. She just expired. And who has the third stage of that? That would be Angela Merkel, shaking like a leaf.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So Hillary was on stage 4. They couldn't help her. So she was barely taking a breath a minute. Thank you, my Gene Decodes, every Thursday on the backups.
Yeah.
2 years of Gene Decodes. You've had them a long time, too. 2 years for me. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, we really appreciate him. A mighty man of God, that's for sure. Just heard
Yeah.
too that Podesta is going for tribunals. Not sure. Haven't vetted that out. Have you heard anything about that?
Well, he has been seized a long time ago, along with his brother, the big pedo,
Yeah.
Tony. Tony was put out a long time ago. And obviously, when you don't hear from them for a long period of time, like, you know, Podesta, John Podesta, Huma Abedin, they're seized. I mean, I exposed, Comey 4-4 last year, April the 4th, arrested. He has not been home to his house, and his family hasn't been there for over a year. So who's tweeting from his account? Of course,
Right.
4-5, we have his lover, uh, Lisa Page, that slept with him, McCabe, and Strzok. She slept with all three of them. And then we have, she was arrested 4-5, along with Strzok and along with James Clapper. Haven't heard from them for a long period of time. And then
Mm.
4-6, we have the pièce de résistance, who is John Brennan, who was arrested. Hardly hear from him. Never see any rolling video.
No.
That's the secret, the rolling video. I told Lisa Page when I was tweeting against her, please put up a video of yourself with today's newspaper for you. She
Yeah,
was,
right.
got all these people on me. And then we have Christmas. Supposedly, he hasn't been talking very much either. He had to do the heavy lifting on the impeachment hoax on Trump, because they had the video of him with the little black child that expired,
Mm.
that got Anthony Bourdain exited permanently. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, so they had that video. That would be Hillary and that would be Nancy Pelosi. So he had to do the heavy lifting. As far as I know, he was arrested on Christmas Day in Burbank, California. So yes, when they're not speaking, and especially if they're not doing rolling video, the funniest thing was, you know, Jim, was it Clapper? Is it James Clapper? James
Yeah, James
Clapper,
Clapper.
right?
Yes.
The the errand boy for John Brennan. He was, when he did his last interview, which was like over a year ago, he was in this tiny room. If you look at that interview, the room looked like a tiny cell. It wasn't the color of a cell, but it was like a tiny room, very, very small, like 2x4. And
Wow.
he was saying, well, my wife and I are older. We don't want to catch the COVID, so we will not be doing any interviews until this is over. You're not doing any interviews, and you're in a very tiny room, incarcerated. Let's just let the truth ring true. Incarcerated. There you go.
Right. There you go.
So a lot of stuff's going on, folks. Our prayers are being answered. The
Yes.
tides are changing. I listed a list of things that are happening simultaneously, and I've added to that list the 4 things that they were doing: gun grab, illegal surge, economic crash, and the vax passports. Or Vox. Let's just call it Vox just to be safe, okay? You know
Right.
what I'm talking about. So then we had to add on the stupid, basically their climate summit, which they don't have the equipment to do the damage because it's been seized. Hello? They probably seized the equipment in the what do you call it, Ecuadorian heart facility that we talked about in our last video. That's gone too, okay? And then what else? We have basically the color revolution, which they're pushing all the time. They don't like the propaganda because if you really watch the color revolution, it's a lot of blacks attacking Asians, and they don't want that. It's always got to be the Caucasian that's doing it. That's their propaganda. And most of that color revolution doesn't fit the propaganda. You know, that started, with Obama in 2014 in Ferguson, Missouri, with him pushing them to burn up all those cars, okay? That's when it went into full gear. That's a color revolution. You have the climate summit or climate change crap, and we have the defund the police. So let's count. Defund the police, color color revolution, basically, you know, the, did I mention climate change? Climate
Yes.
change, defund the police, and color revolution. Then we have the, you know, gun grab and the illegal surge. You've seen everything going at the border. And I, as you know, love to expose. So I exposed Sister Norma Pigmell with her picture big on my thumbnail of her and Nancy Pelosi together and another woman. This woman has getting millions and millions of dollars in McAllen, Texas for taking in all the illegals. There's even a mural in McAllen, Texas of Trump going like this and all these shadows of little children running towards her like she's the saint, but she's really getting exposed. And I exposed that they've opened 3 offices. So the Catholic and charities have been doing this illegal surge for decades,
Yes.
decades, okay? And now she's being exposed. You know how I love to expose people. I just love to show your picture, full-length shots of you, whatever I can get my hands on, because that's my job. Come to me, Sister Norma I call her Pigmentel. It's Pigmentel. It's
Just like Pig Loci.
Pigmentel.
Yeah. Well, they all hang together, you know. They
Oh
all
my
hang
God.
together. You got Pig Loci and Pig Magel.
Yeah,
So,
Pig Loci.
yeah, I love that.
Oh my
I stole that from Bishop. You know, I love how he does Sweet Tea Lemon and all them, you know, TD Snakes. And hey, you know, but the truth will make you free. And that's the fact, you know, if you bring out the truth, this is it. And a lot of times the truth is, you know, it's hurtful. You know, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I trusted those people or this and that. But the only person we're supposed to trust is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Amen.
there you go.
That's the only one that
exactly.
we're supposed. Yeah, you got it. So yeah,
Bishop's been on my show for months, and then now he's divulged all the information. Then I gave him over to Scott because Scott wants to know all this other stuff. But
yeah,
we were a really good team. I think we were together for like 4 or 5 months, every week on Wednesdays. And he exposed what the word participation, what is it? No. How the water comes down, participation. Precipitation, whatever that is.
Yes.
And what it means and everything. And then he does the historical. We were a really good team. And then I would do the modern day version where, you know, I say, yeah, that was Greta Thunberg. I've been outside of many office buildings, but I was never discovered sitting out of an office building. So, you know, this was all planned. It was planned by, you know, Bono and Soros, and Bono owned One, who funded her handler, Louisa M. Neubauer. And how dare you, Miss How Dare You's parents are both Antifa. They had Antifa shorts on. She's been exposed and exposed and exposed. And so, yes, that was a good video with Bishop. That was the last one we did, was a while ago. But it'd be so exciting to see my former partners, and, you know, Scott and Bishop and everyone at this conference. I mean, I think between Scott and I, we can sell it. Let's let the others have a chance too. Okay?
Yeah, and the tickets are going fast. So when they hear that you're also attending, it's just it'll probably sell out.
No, I will put this on. I will put it on my channel, and then you know, they will, because I never go anywhere. I've been stalked so many times, Francine, that I'm just like, unless it's a Christian event. I mean, that other event, is having another event that's 45 minutes from my house in Tampa,
Yes.
and I'm not going. I'm going to your event because
Amen.
it's a real Christian event. That event had a lot of people that were not Christian. Okay, I
Right.
want a real Christian event. Okay,
Well, what is
and
the saying, like the rhinos, rhino only in name or in name only, right?
a Republican in name only. Yeah,
Christians,
correct.
Christians in name only, I mean, that's a
Yeah,
fact too.
exactly.
That's why discernment is so key in this time frame that we're in, because it's so easy to be bamboozled, to be lied to, and then you take the bait and you run off with it, and then later on you're hurt. And hey, I've been hurt too. I can remember this back in the day when I didn't know, Kirsten, about the Bushes and everything. And I can remember
Yeah.
getting this, presidential letter saying, oh, I'm a believer too. And then I realized, yeah, he's a believer in the skull and bones. He's not a believer in the believer we're in. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh
I
my
mean,
gosh, I can't believe I bought this, and so we really have to like be careful, who we associate with and everything, because it really does make a difference. Oh, I remember something. Kirsten, you mentioned nukes.
yes. The
What
nukes
about
that
them?
were supposed to be on Ever Given. Ever Given is a Japanese ship that's owned partly by the Clinton Foundation, and also that means the clowns basically, and Taiwan. They manage it. Owned by the ship's actually it's still there a mile down. It's jammed. It's done. That's over. So we're winning. But I have to say a few things about what you just said.
Yeah.
Everyone, if you really are really into God, you would realize that Satan's trying to separate everyone, and there are 39,000 different Christian groups. 39,000. So look at the heart. I sometimes come across very, I guess, abrupt and
Passionate.
aggressive because I have attention deficit and dyslexia. But God knows my intentions, and I don't go to any events, although I have gone to one in Boston last year where, I exposed the CIA, and I'm very passionate about what I expose. So I know a lot of information. I know the location of every NASA office. Yes, and that will be when our protest comes back. I will be giving my speeches outside each and every NASA office to try to get them down. And we have 39 cabal buildings that should be taken down by the rods of God. You know what that is, right? When they drop them, there's no radiation. That's it.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah, there you go. 39 cabal buildings exposed. So my channel, as you know, is mostly Intel, Intel, Intel. And, I now am forced to just give the news. But I give the news, but I give you some intel, like Bill and Melinda Gates getting divorced. The CIA's going broke. They're CIA operatives, allegedly. And, yeah, they need some money. And, yeah, you get the intel still, but mostly wrapped up in the mainstream media news. And the mainstream media news is funky it's getting funkier by the day. It's crazy out there. It's crazy. They're losing their minds. They're going beyond, like way beyond. Now they had what's his name? The mayor of Portland. What's his name? He was on a list. It wasn't an Antifa list. The guy did a video on him. Yeah, you know who I'm
that's
talking
something.
about.
Yes, yes. And they're all coming out, guys. What's happening, and what's going to happen even more so is that they're going
Yeah.
to turn on each other, because, I mean, if they're going down, then the rest of them have to go down. That's something that Hillary Clinton said a long time ago. If I'm going down, y'all are going down with me, and they're all going down. Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
two big ones that went down. Okay, so you have to learn a little history. the Council of Foreign Relations controls the clowns in America, the Atlantic Council, United Nations, the European Union. They control it all. The CFR, Council of Foreign Relations, okay? They use Gannett to give them the 4 a.m. talking points, and 2 huge parasites from the Council of Foreign Relations have been fired. That would be Henry Kissinger and Madeleine Albright.
Yay.
There we go.
Yes.
And when you say nothing's happening, there's a lot happening. Okay, there's a
Oh,
lot happening.
yeah,
And
there
it's
is.
speeding up. Yeah,
They're going
it's
to get
speeding
rid of. It is speeding up. It is, and
Yeah.
we've got to get rid of not we, but you know, Soros has just been a huge sore thumb, you know, with his funding of all this.
The original one is dead. So the money is public. So, you know, they can get at it. It's made public. He's passed years ago. Okay, let's just, I'll give you that.
Okay.
If you see him out there, it's probably a clone. But, you know, the clone, as you know from Gene, the clones can't survive for a long time if the original is gone due to quantum, you know, entanglement. So, you know, because the original always kind of has control over the clones. And, yeah, so a lot of things are going on. And, you know, it's nonstop. Yeah, he's gone. He's long gone. But he was funding Pueblos Sin Fronteras, which were bringing up the illegals from Honduras into Guatemala, where they were putting in, as Donald Trump said, where they were putting in the terrorists from, you know, Yemen and other places.
Right.
That's the CIA. There you go. That's in Guatemala, and sending them up. They've caught a lot of them already. A lot of stuff is going on. Our POTUS is very happy because almost everyone that went against him and voted to have him impeached is being booed. We have Mitt Romney being booed. We have Liz Cheney barely hanging on, not being censured. We have all the rest of them being censured in the home states. Bye-bye, Lisa Murkowski from Alaska. Bye-bye, Susan Collins, you big rhino.
Oh, yeah.
Bye-bye, Mitt Romney from that booed off the stage. I mean, and we have from your beautiful state of Pennsylvania, whom I exposed, another corrupt attorney, Kathy Bookvar. Kathy, you got taken out for not helping the LGBTQ community, but we have tapes on you talking about the, what can I say? I got to use this very carefully. The 150 pieces of paper that you delivered, the bees, you know, with paper with the bees, that you delivered to Philly, and the 150,000 pieces of bee that you delivered to Philly, and the 300,000 pieces of bee that you delivered to Pittsburgh for your Governor Wolf, so he could get onto the cabinet of Joe Biden. And you see every single pic of Joe Biden's been a total radical. And 60 Minutes, have you gone off the deep end? Everyone that you have, that last guy, the whatever his name is, I can't remember his name, was like gone. Okay, he was doing an interview with what is that? Savannah? Is it Savannah Guthrie? And he was just gone. Big. It sounds like Binky or whatever his name is. Wow, these people are gone. They're like the most radical of radical. It's so crazy. And every day, I think under, you know, the what is it? The transition project, transition integrity project, under the 2 corrupt attorneys, one named Ian Basson, who hasn't blocked me yet, but Norm Eisen has blocked me because I exposed that he sued Donald Trump 180 times.
Oh my gosh.
And he is almost as corrupt as Andrew Weissman, who collapsed Enron, and Arthur Anderson, and created the Mueller probe, as we know. And he's still not in jail yet, but every day they're coming up with new crap. So they went after Barr. Oh, the judge, Amy Berman Jackson, that has the same QPS funds as Eric Holder from the Fast and Furious, thug Eric Holder. They
Yes.
have the same funds. Probably her funds are probably, this is in 2019, she had 4 million. She's probably got 24 million now in those funds that were investing in selling guns south of the border that got 66 million Mexicans, not 66,000, mistake, 66,000 Mexicans shot, okay? And she blocked Brian Terry. This is Amy Berman Jackson. She blocked Brian Terry from getting